If you ain't untouchable, you ain't got no business listening to the Red Zone. That is for all my untouchables. We appreciate you calling in, man. We love you, and we just want to give a big shout out. So we're picking back up where we left off. We were talking about rehearsing for our video that we're doing for the FIST program, taking our level 4 experiences and reaching out to the DYS youth in the state of Ohio. When we're talking about what we would say to our 13, 14, 15-year-old selves in an effort to try to prevent making the mistakes that led us to where we find ourselves today. And so what I was saying was, or what I plan on talking about is explaining soul ties, how soul ties are, what they work, and how dangerous they can be. Because when you open yourself up and you choose to open yourself up and you share yourself with somebody, not just sexually, but sexually as well, but emotionally, spiritually, when you make that connection, that's a connection that you can't ever get back. And those feelings, when they're real and when they develop, those feelings can change your mind. Like, they can overpower and influence, and they can get you to a point where your logical mind is incapable of overriding the emotional experience or the emotional feelings that you have, because God made it that way. Like, God specifically invented it that way, because you're supposed to feel that way about your wife, right? You're supposed to have that defense mechanism, that you know, territorialism, that jealousy, because even in the Bible says that we serve a jealous God. And so, being created in God's image, we have the likeness of God, and we have the ability to emulate things that God has. In the very first commandment, what's the first commandment, Porsche? Thou shalt have no other God before me. Good job. So God having that jealousy and being that's a very true, real emotion. You have to be careful who you allow yourself to be jealous over, because if you end up opening yourself up and loving somebody like that and allowing somebody to abuse, misuse, and take advantage of what God put inside you, then the devil has the ability to manipulate that and Geppetto and pull those strings and get you to do things outside of your logical mind and what would your logical mind would teach you and tell you that is right or wrong. And, you know, that's where I find myself. I find myself in jail doing a 21-year prison sentence because I allowed myself and opened myself up to be hurt by, taken advantage of, or manipulated with jealousy, with trying to be territorial, with trying to care about somebody who our priorities weren't congruent. We weren't both on the same page, and we didn't both want the same things. And I believe we love each other, of course, but we got lost. We lost our way. And so, you know, the blind can't lead the blind. And it's really important to value yourself and to care about yourself, because if you don't care about yourself and you don't love yourself, you're never going to find the person who you're supposed to be with. Because the person that God has for you and the person that he's picked for you, your soul mate, the mate of your soul that God has created for you specifically because everybody has a soulmate. I absolutely believe that God has created everybody with somebody in mind for them, because going back to Adam was lonely, and God created him specifically somebody exactly for him.
Let me just stop you right there real quick. Was this going to be interactive, or were you going to just talk the whole time?
No, it's a one-way. It's a one-way thing. Like, it's a one. So they're making a recording. Yeah. So they're gonna like basically just like go around the room, or like, you know, pass the rock type of deal. Like anybody who, so the person who came up with the idea was Dirty, the homie Dirty.
No. I meant
the whole.
I meant you did all of the talking, and you didn't let me say what I would want to tell my 15-year-old self.
Are you going to be in the video?
I mean, I obviously am right now. It's recording. Correct. Oh, in that video?
Yeah.
No.
So I was practicing my I was just practicing so you said, so what would you say? So I was saying what I would say. So yeah.
Right. But like,
It's
what about
11:11,
what
make
I
a
would
wish.
say? Or what about what would AP say? Maybe he's had time to think about it now.
I really ain't been thinking about it. I just been listening to what Brad was saying.
I mean, yeah, everything that you're saying is true, though.
You think do you think that would be like a good direction? What do you think about the direction, like?
Well, I would say, like, if I was talking to my 15-year-old self, I mean, not that obviously.
Because you gotta remember, these are boys. We're talking to boys.
Right.
Boys who are trying to find their identity as men.
Right.
So that's like an important thing to remember. But yeah, go ahead. What would you say?
I would say.
Now I'm curious.
Huh? You said what?
Now I'm curious.
Oh yeah, no. I would probably say that it's that quote, everything that you want is on the other side of fear. That's what I probably would say.
Yeah.
That's a good one for me, right? To tell my 15-year-old self.
I might write that down.
Like,
I'm gonna write that down.
I think that that's probably what my best advice would be, because I'd be paranoid. So
Got some gems, AP. You ain't necessarily got to say your 15-year-old self. Just talk about some of the shit you've learned in prison. Level 4. What's level 4 taught you? What have you learned since being level 4?
I mean, basically, all this has taught me is stay in your own lane for real. Don't jump out there. Don't try to be something that you're not. Just be yourself.
Right.
You can't achieve nothing if you don't be yourself.
True. But also, you have to know who yourself is, and maybe that's the part that people don't know, that like they have a hard time doing, is just finding who they are and knowing who they are.
Especially as a youth. I think that's like a really important message. Like,
I think that's
you are fearfully and wonderfully made as an individual. Like, you yourself as an individual, like.
Right. But also, it's like, don't be in a rush to find yourself either.
Go ahead, AP.
No. If you surround yourself with those who don't know themselves, it's gonna be harder on you to find yourself.
Right.
So therefore, you just gotta surround yourself with those that do know themselves, so they can help you and guide you along your path to finding who you really are.
Right.
Right. One of the best things I ever heard.
And again, that's why I be kicking it with LO like I do for real. Because when I first met LO, what was I, bro? I was a crass dummy.
Man.
I was a crass dummy. I'm talking about trying to fight the police, trying to fight these other dudes. I was on some bullshit for real. Like,
you ran a store just so you had conflict every week. Like, the whole purpose of your store was specifically just to fucking have conflict. Like, you just needed that, but you thrived off that though, because you enjoyed it, because that's how you was passing your time.
But I mean,
kicking it with you, kicking it
with Flock, kicking it with Biz and Neo, and
I mean,
for sure,
Dirty. You're supposed to surround yourself.
Bro, all y'all homies showed me that. All y'all homies showed me it's a better way to do things than that, bro.
For sure.
You're supposed to surround yourself with people that know more than you.
Right, people that are where you want to be.
Right.
You can't surround yourself with people that are where you are, because that's stagnation. You're going to be stuck in
that one place.
Exactly.
Right, like that.
Exactly. And so you've got to surround yourself with people that are where you want to be. Yep, for sure. People that are doing what you want to do.
It's just like that flea in the jar. He can only jump so high because that lid is on that jar.
Right.
Like Steve Harvey said.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't allow that. You can't allow the barriers and the limits that society's put on us to hinder and limit what the babies can do. Because see, everything about who I am, all my genetic makeup and everything that whoever I choose to be with, I'm mixing my genes with their genes. And that's going to be a whole new, totally set of genes. And so all her strengths and all her incredible things about her family and her body and what she can do physically and emotionally is going to be mixed with everything I can do, my limits. So her limit plus my limit put together is a whole new limit. And so we can't, they're like, they say that the best thing to see as a father is the day that your children outperform or outmaneuver everything that you've done. When your kids are more successful than you, they say that's the best day as a parent. There's nothing sweeter, nothing better than that.
Also, you have to think about like the difference in like just generation and times, because honestly, in this day and
1 minute remaining.
In this day and age, that's not hard.
So we wrapping it up. Right. We wrapping it up, man. It's the end of the night. It's 11:30, so we got to let AP get back to Naomi. Big shouts out to Naomi. We love you, girl. We miss you. We can't wait to have you on the show. Go ahead and talk to Shorty, man. Be good, AP. We love you, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you getting down with the movement, man. Putting on for the fam, bro. XB3 Red Zone Records is better because of you, bro. We appreciate you. We love you. You're welcome anytime, bro. 216-329-8808, man. Give us a call.
I love y'all and appreciate y'all giving me that opportunity, bro. I'm going to definitely come back.
For sure.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Make sure you give Shorty the info. Check it out on YouTube, man. Check out my dude, man. Make sure you smash subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. We'll make sure you get a notification every time we post something new, man. We're back at it. We're here grinding. 2001 East Central Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, 43608. Big shout outs. Bravo 1 North, Delta 1 North. We in here every single day.
Thank you
we
for
think
using
about y'all as much as you think about us.